I have my wipey things because I'm absolutely tired of Noni being a trash on the set. Ever since I came to China, we are.
This is nothing but China. This is Togoza Gogo.
I'm done with you. Inspired by who? Anyway.
Hello, hi.
Hi, guysini. Welcome back to Otso and Noni Talk Media.
What are we reviewing today?
We are talking Amandla. Amandla.
Start with the trailer.
Tell us to start with the trailer.
Ukubona useza uphithizela isibhoko sase isando
kubhuti wakho kwazi ungitshela imfihlo zakho
Impi qedile
ubhuti wami vele ngasamdingi babe ingane yethu ngeke bezela sophuma kugcina nokungitshela uthi inhliziyo yami siyajwayela nje athi imfihlo
umfowenu uyiphoyisa
angitshela apha ngusubhuti wami
mina ngikwenzile ikungalungile futhi ngizokhokhela amacala ami ngicela ukuthi ube lokho mfazi ngihambile ayikuphela umuntu ona-11 futhi abasebenzi ebhankini ubalekele ukufa ma ukufa ngeke kubalekele
zamphunyo uhlafuna inhlamba bani wena
So the trailer looked like all the South African movies that are action that came after Jerusalem and Tsotsi and all the other ones where our black people are gangsters trailer. And if you're not into that type of stuff, you probably won't watch the film because of that specific reason. And Israel is there, which is the face of all our crime films.
What I expected from the trailer was basically a township gun-toting type of thing, like abotsotsi and so on. So, you know, like ama-bioscope selection, where people like bashama flatey and it's in, you know, that's what I was expecting from the trailer.
I had no idea we're gonna come across a timepiece moment or apartheid. No, I had no idea.
This film is about two brothers who grew up on a farm with their parents. Their parents' desire has always been to go back to KZN while they are living on the farm with Bas John and Mrs. and their daughter Mariki. And then the friends are
You're so trash.
Okay. And then Bas John, it is alleged that he is a white liberal South African with his wife, and then some other whites come onto the farm and they don't like the fact that the two brothers who live with their parents, one of the brothers has fallen in love with the white girl, with Mariki, and then they come and they don't like that. So they come and then they kill the father, the black father, and they kill the mother. So the two brothers are on the run and they go off to Isando. And then one becomes a cop and the other one becomes a gangster, and then they die. Yeah.
Let's just move on to the good stuff. Where are my notes? Because I got quite a few.
Can I just start?
You can start because really, it's...
The film is beautifully shot.
Yes.
The color palette is nice. The locations in the farmlands are really, really amazing. Their use of light and the gels that they use to diffuse their light is really, really amazing. You can tell that they had a healthy budget that allowed them to use beautiful lenses. The editing is amazing, especially the online. They did the most over there. And I was thoroughly impressed by that. It gave me a nostalgic feel. It had something like about lollipop.
It had a lollipop
Yes,
feel.
it had about lollipop feel. It had about, the feel-good South African films. It had Ezakdala. It had that type of feel. So from the beginning, I was anticipating to
feel good.
To feel good.
Yeah.
Stay on the good stuff.
The opening had magnificent shots, like she said. The world is so wide, and I can breathe. I can see myself running through these fields. It's just so liberating to watch this camera work. Beautiful stuff. It looks like GateNet was part of this budget because, as we all know, GateNet has this budget. They shoot at the right time.
Golden hour. Oh no, they get the golden hour shots beautiful.
They take their time with them, They really took advantage
of
that.
Look at this. Look at how they shot this.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Lovely drone shots. You guys played here. It was a playground for DOPs. I'm sure they had an amazing time here.
Their wardrobe was also interesting. On the farm. The wardrobe on the farm.
And the furniture of the farm.
On the farm. Was very was very authentic. And then once again the lighting, the way they lit their things, like everything is quaint. They have knots, right? But it's clean.
And they're happy.
Yes. So you can tell that there's an element of poverty, but it's clean and it's tidy and it's cared for and it's loved. You can tell. So well done to the set dressing team there.
Yeah, there's a lot of love in this scene. Yes. There's a lot of, if you guys want to show a happy family, this is a perfect example of happy families and, even impoverished families can be happy, basically.
And it's nice. It really made me feel good. The visuals made me feel good.
Yeah.
They do like
man.
She's like, it's nice. They got it right, man. They got it right. Anything else?
No.
Let's go to
the not so good stuff.
I think I need to light incense.
Phuza amanzi kancane ngithi nje.
Cela ukuqhumisa impepho. So we ask all the ancestors of our forefathers to please help us. Because the triggeration that happened. No, you can start talking, girl.
I just want to say the disrespect.
I'm just calling upon all the ancestors of blackness. Please come. Calm the situation.
So my first note is, guys, were these kids, this 11-year-old one, and the Klein missus, were they not too young to be experiencing a romantic moment? I feel like it was overt, and I feel like
they're too young.
They're too young to experience that level of romance. Because at this age, it's more, I will get you a sweet, or I will, you know what I mean? Like, it's not so serious. There's where, those moments in movies where our hands happen to touch. Those moments where we look into each other's eyes. And
when she dropped her basket, and that basket was dropped in a very
jiggy way.
Very jiggy way.
It was too sensational. It was like, they are kids. They are kids. No. For me, it's
You know what? Maybe they took their reference from Kids. You remember Kids, that movie?
No, don't watch Kids.
Well, there's a movie called Kids, and they went full throttle. Those kids went full throttle, and they were young. They were tweens. So maybe their reference was that, and maybe in apartheid South Africa on the farm, the young kids did that.
It's very strange.
Maybe.
Do you have a note? Because
I'm going to point you to this particular scene.
Okay.
So in this particular scene,
where they consciously dig their hands into dung,
into cow dung,
where they take
yes.
Okay.
So this is the beginning of my qualms, right? With these characters. Guys, in this film was released in 2022 on Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix.
It was released in 2022 on Netflix. It was shot 6 years prior.
We think around
around that time, based on the people that were consulted who worked on the film, because we wanted to know what the actual
Yes.
So that's what they said. The number of times people say starting here. The number of times white South Africans say and they were scripted by white South Africans and then directed
by
white South Africans, and the gall and the audacity and the nonchalance in which the word gets thrown around leaves me gobsmacked. I am just like, is our democracy old enough for us to start telling stories whereby we are portraying things like and showing apartheid the way it was so blatantly?
The wounds are still too fresh. Movies like these actually just open the wounds up again. We are not like
Shouldn't
America.
we wait like generations?
Yeah.
Like 2 generations.
You should wait.
Wait more. You know Wawa's children?
That's where
Wawa's children won't feel the sting.
Do you know how in America slavery happened like
200 years
ago?
200.
Even then, they still go, but it's better. This is 1990. This, apparently here, they were just waiting for Mandela to come out. So this is Boma 94. This is...
Must be nice.
Must be so nice. Ungati, the writer, said, you know what? I feel like insulting Black people. And let's just put it on TV.
I don't know if they were deliberately trying to insult. I think they were just tone deaf. I think the writers and the producers were just tone deaf. So I don't think they went out of the way to try and offend. They were just tone deaf. They didn't read the room. And then Netflix
allowed this.
Allowed it.
That's what I don't get.
Must be nice. So it is alleged that this film is about 2 brothers who then obviously grow up on a farm, and then they go off and they go into Isando.
And so where to
but most of it happens at Isando when the one brother is going to be a police person, and his brother lives there, and Isando. Isando nekel.
Isando ile se east.
No, Isando.
Ile mama Jimmy Stinish.
Boma Jimmy Stinish. Boma next to
Springs.
Next to Lona. I'm a fake.
Yes.
Boma, I look nothing like this.
Yes.
Did the writers even consult Black people?
I don't know. Because here in the story they said this is where Black people are. Isando.
Was there a Black script consultant on this?
No.
I didn't see it here when I'm reading here.
No. I didn't see it.
In fact, I'm seeing that the director is Neria de Jager.
Yeah.
Music is by Marius Lot. Mm-hmm. The producers are Neria, Craig, and Gerard de Jong. Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't say anything about Blackness until you get to the actors.
Yeah, and the assistants of these de Jager.
And it's a Black person story.
Yeah. I only discovered that this had a timepiece element to it once they said Mandela was going to be released. I don't know. Like I said, nothing from the trailer said it. I just thought ukuthi abantwana abahlala in the village, and then Jiggy Jiggy Mandela is going to be released. I was like, oh, we are pre-Mandela-ing.
The beginning of the film is so long. Wow. So long. And I know that you were trying to establish the world and everything, but I feel that you are finding an excuse to call people because you could have actually told that whole beginning part in a much quicker way without using
the word. You really didn't have to use
the word.
Never.
It's not necessary.
Yeah, if it was once, Nigito understand.
Yes.
Okay, it's that world, it's that time.
Recurring.
There's no need to. All the way till the cop, you know what, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We honestly feel that South Africans are tired of stories like this.
We are. We are supposed to be moving on. I get it, that's the theme.
Yes.
We have to move on.
Get over it. How?
How? Yah is busy making me remember.
How do we get over it?
We can't get over it. Not like this.
No.
In fact, do you know what I felt should have happened in this film? Because yet again, just like Popi Nongena, we are coming back to this explanation. Okay? Guys, why didn't you guys tell the story of the white girl? Because she said she wants to be a freedom fighter.
Why didn't you see her?
Why didn't we see her? Then maybe at the end, we see the person who raped her is the guy she's been looking for all these years, but he didn't know because Israel had a gun to his head. You know what I mean? Then it would have been like, oh my gosh.
Actually, that would have been acceptable.
That would have been acceptable.
Why is it that white South Africans feel the need to continually tell
our
black stories?
Where are your stories,
What is
guys?
it about blackness that says white storytellers, please tell our stories? Why? Because we didn't go to film school.
Are we begging them?
We didn't write. We don't know how to write. We don't know how to shoot.
Or do you guys feel like we're taking too long to tell our stories? Do you guys feel like we are playing? I mean, look, if you guys want to fund us to tell our own stories, it's fine. But we must tell the stories.
Or consult us at least.
Tell Candice's story.
Mariki.
Tell her story. She wants to be known. All Mariki did was lie on the bed, unconscious. So everyone in this farm essentially died except the mom.
Yeah.
Anyway. These kids are in this farm, right? And 11-year-old boy, Impi, our main character, kisses Mariki under a tree. And then the big boys who bully little kids, because they have nothing to do, decide that I'm going to kill their parents because of a kiss shared amongst kids.
Yes. I think it's justifiable.
Yeah. Because back in the days, yeah. So it's okay. It's a story, right? After they kill their parents, because they burn the house and these kids are far, far away looking at their parents being killed. These kids' response to this brutality was unwarranted. They acted like this is something they always see every day. There was no tearful response. There was no
shouting.
There was no lump in their throat.
Nothing.
There was nothing. This kid was like, we need to go to Isando. And then KZN.
And I'm assuming they know where Isando is because they've been living on this farm.
Of course.
And they've never been to Isando.
No. And they have
because that wasn't established.
No, it wasn't.
You established a lot of things here.
Yeah. We only spoke about KZN and there's an uncle in KZN.
Isando comes out of nowhere.
And I don't know how they got to Isando.
And why Isando?
And then another
why
thing.
Not GP?
I don't know.
I mean, the Zulu a lot of Zulu people live in GP, Soweto, and like
you're watching your mom being dragged.
And you're quiet.
And you're just there with no emotion. Absolutely. This was very triggering. This scene was very triggering. This mom being killed scene. That's how I was like,
was it necessary?
It wasn't. It was too much.
Was it necessary for us to watch the mom being killed?
We could have seen, maybe heard her scream, maybe the house burning or something. I don't know. This is too soon. This was not okay.
Unnecessary.
It was not okay, guys. And then, guys, while we're still on this topic of them going to Isando, When this film began, they established a very loving relationship between their masters
Yes.
and themselves, right?
And the servants, yeah.
And the servants. So there's an clear and open communication, and they live happy. It was a very happy. Now I wouldn't mind living on that farm, honestly, right? But these kids find it okay to go to Isando without maybe in the morning going to Mr. Pitritif and saying,
Hey,
Pitritif,
did you know
did
that?
you see that our shack is burnt down and these guys killed our mom? And then Umariki was going to say, it's plausible because they were slinging dung when you So Ulittle Mariki was going to be a witness for these kids.
And it would be plausible.
It would be plausible. So they just disappeared. They just up and left, just like that. Just like that in the middle of the night. And
no search by the white people. Nothing. But they're part of the family.
Nothing. So after this has happened, now we are still here, right?
We're Belia.
Yeah. These guys do this atrocious thing, and Abo Impi, you'd expect them to say, okay, one day when I go to Isando or Soweto, I will avenge my mom. Or in. We never come back to this ever again.
That's why I said, what was the whole function of the whole first half of this film? Because it bears no relevance.
Nothing.
It doesn't do anything. You could have told the story of these boys having their parents killed in literally 2 minutes. You could have gone, they lived on a farm, their parents died, and then they moved to Isando, and then would have been out of there. How many minutes are we here? 27 minutes.
27 minutes of brutality. I'm asking Jorge, guys, did you really need so much brutality to get these kids to Soweto?
No, it's gratuitous violence.
Was it necessary? And
it's just nice.
Also, what are the other things? Like, I need to know. There are so many significant things that were said and pointed out in this film here that you think they'll go back to them. Like the fact that Impi's birthday is on Dingan's Day. You think maybe Impi on his birthday, next time we see him, there's something happening. Or Umariki is trying to do something for Impi on his birthday. There are things, guys, in
random in this. This film has random moments
that serve nothing. Where's the uncle in KZN?
After he hears that his brother has passed on, what did this uncle do?
Uncle do? How about you show us how the good white people here in the farm survived being the good white people? Because, like, we know how they didn't have the greatest life. If you were pro-black, you didn't have the greatest life. Show us.
We didn't have the backstory of the white family.
Yes.
Which is why I keep going back to, why did we even have the first 27 minutes of this film?
It was to hurt us.
And then they are now out on the streets. They're in Isando. Yeah. By the way, Isando is in Germiston, right? Do we agree? Kempton Park. Isando. East Rand, Kempton Park. Skyline here is Johannesburg.
CBD. Swaba. Shame.
My question is...
The acting here.
Why did they spend so long on the street? There is no significance. All we need to know is that they're on the streets, they're hungry, and they figure out how to eat.
That's it.
Oh, mama, and then I'm just like, what's the point?
What's the point?
Well, there's so many scenes.
Which mother, guys, in? Me, I want to know something.
Skipping.
So now we are older, no? Many questions. He looks like he's in his...
Late teens, early 20s.
Late teens, early 20s, right?
Early 20s.
So that means it is Boma, because that was maybe 93 when that incident happened.
Yeah.
And he was around 11.
Yeah.
Why Imali? I don't know if you saw when he took out money.
Yeah.
Did you not see that it's the now Mandela
2021 money? Here we are. Here we are. This is the scene. Guys, I just need to ask from your art direction and your set builders, ne? So if you see the shacks outside, they're very rusty, and it just shows like wear and tear. And then you walk inside the shack, and it is pristine. And this shack was built last week. Look at it.
It's so new. There's no rust.
We know Mkukus.
Us.
Us.
Imali yabo, guys, in Asibon. Nine. So they mix them up. That's a proper one. There's a Nayo. Nayo. Hello. Hi.
Mandela.
Sibatal.
What is being Mdala got
Because
to do with
if Mandela's note was here, he should have been in his 40s.
Wait, before you go on. So you see he's taking down these postcards.
Yeah.
Can you see they're written KwaZulu Natal?
Yes.
Do you know the first time we saw these postcards was where? In the shack where they lived?
Yes. Didn't they burn?
Didn't it burn down?
Put impi uyafika lana at Sando and Jiggy. So clearly Impi has a reputation more Isando that we find out about in Soweto.
Yes.
How?
At no point during the film is it ever established that Impi is the quiet cat of Isando.
The one who never gets caught.
That never gets. We did not see
Never.
this. But that 27 minutes you used in the front.
Should have been that.
Yeah, there. It should have been to establish Impi in Isando.
Because me, I was shocked when Impi gets to Soweto.
Yeah.
Okay. Two things that shocked me. One is that Impi has a pregnant girlfriend in Soweto. There's nowhere that said Impi is jollering, nowhere ever in the history of ever.
Their lives here were not established, Komoto.
Yeah.
Their lives here, these boys moved from the farm to a transition when there's running
and then
there's
older.
And then Batela Itia, and then Abalnati.
That's all I know. From stealing milk to now being a ghost. So manje, all we ever see of Isando is them stealing milk and them talking in the Mkuku saying, I'm going to Soweto, and this guy is going to be a cop.
Yeah.
Sharp. Yeah. We get to Soweto, we're thinking he's going to start the hustle again, and he's going to just try and blend in and make money now that he's done having to pay for his little brother's school fees, right? Because that's all he's ever hustled for.
Ever. In the history of ever.
Poor guy, he's hustled for his little brother. Haibo, we get to Soweto. One, his girlfriend is 9 months pregnant.
In Mkuku, for a guy who's never been to Soweto.
Never ever been to Soweto.
He's always been in Isando with his brother.
Yeah, but the landlady's expecting her. I'm expecting him with anger.
Please, can we wait? I need to also establish while we're there the distance between Isando and Soweto. And it goes back to the writers. It goes back to the white writers of this movie. It is not possible.
Never. Guys, it's as far as the east is to the west.
Because it is! The east is to the west. It really is! East Rand and West Rand.
What the actual? So anyway, he gets there and there are gangsters. Our number 28. Israel. Israel is the gangster of gangsters here. And Israel.
When is Israel not the gangster of gangsters?
Also,
in
guys,
the history of ever.
also,
when has Israel not been the... Guys, there is Ronim Nyakalo. There is...
There's so many
Bongosi Tutugani Dlamini.
There's so many people.
There's so many... And I love Israel as an actor. But why, guys, every day?
How, guys? It's here to learn.
Every
what
day,
are you guys.
Saying?
Oh, but guys.
Guys, every day, Israel. Every day.
All the time.
Every day.
Yeah. Israel, what? Get on he needs to work.
That's the job.
He needs to work.
That's what he gets called for.
How? Ask is when Israel. Saktan industry.
Industry. Trash. Typecasting you.
So Israel Otlaring takes on this role. He hears Uguti, there's this new guy in town.
The ghost.
The infamous Isando ghost. Israel Uti, you're gonna join my gang forcefully. Then we discover Uti Israel has files on this guy.
We don't know how.
Israel knows everything about him from the plus world, plus life to today. How we know that he knows this information? They have a job to do. And that job is we're going to attack the res.
Of volunteers.
Volunteers.
To take their money.
Yes.
That
and
they're
then
raising
this guy's like weird because students would put their money in a bank. Then Israel's like, it's not about the money. It's the bonus that I'm going to give you at the end. There's a bonus. It's to rape Umarik.
So when I watch that particular scene,
I don't understand why.
For people who probably don't know what die swart gevaar is, do some research. So I would like to say to the writers of this particular film, you have successfully reiterated the swart gevaar that was spoken about all this time in 1987 during the state of emergency. There was no cause for the rape of Mariki.
No cause. None, guys.
None. There was no cause at all.
I want to know, Uguti, how did they know that this would be a bonus for him?
How did they know it was her?
How did they know it was her? Why her? Were they trying to avenge his parents' killing by raping Mariki?
They didn't say that.
And
the
why would
didn't
they?
Say that.
It was never Mariki's fault.
Never.
If they knew so much about him, they would know that it was never Mariki's fault. Nothing in Mariki's life said, I'm going to be a freedom, besides the exposition, besides her saying, I'm going to be a freedom fighter.
Yeah.
We didn't see it.
Yeah.
We didn't see
We didn't see the family being
we didn't
progressive.
See it. Yeah.
We assumed it was implied.
Yeah. Guys, why did these white writers paint black people as rapists, senseless rapists who just shoot people, kill women, yeah, and want babies and shoot men with babies on the street? Like, what was the point of Israel and his gang?
There was no point for Israel and his gang except to once again to reiterate, in my opinion, die swart gevaar.
That for me was uncalled for.
It was distasteful. It is careless. It is irresponsible.
Yeah.
The writers of this film and the producers of this film are highly irresponsible, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Irresponsible.
Mina, I personally envy people who give birth and immediately lose their tummy. I want to be Impi's girlfriend tomorrow, actually, around this time. I would want to be Impi's girlfriend because Ukel pushed out everything in one go. That's all I have to say.
You know, while we're talking about Impi's girlfriend and... You know how I could tell that this was directed by white people?
Dialogue.
The dialogue was wrong. The diction of the language was incorrect.
Yeah.
I don't think you even bothered to have language advisors on set. Nobody bothered to check if girlfriend waga Impi actually speaks Zulu. I'm not sure. She sounded like she was speaking Fanagalo.
She's South African.
I don't know, but she was speaking very Fanagalo-ish, but the Fanagalo was very English.
Yeah.
So it was spoken in such a way that ngikhuluma isiZulu kodwa ngisikhuluma ngesilungu.
Ngizofaka umntwana ngaphakathi kwento yemulilo. Hey!
Do you know how many black female South Africans speak Nguni languages flawlessly?
I'm going to expect them, Nickel, because the subtitles were also incorrect. They didn't match this Fanakalo that was on the screen. Terrible subtitles. Imagine saying, one of them was, Mina ugufangisabi. Subtitles say, I'm not afraid of evil.
I saw that. Did you see that? No, maybe here they talk about evil. I was like, maybe here.
They talk about killing. Hey, so also, girls, hey, we move on. Where in Soweto are we?
No, girl. If we're in Isando, which is next door to Soweto, we are here.
Oh,
Here.
I say hectic number 28.
Oh, 28.
Love hate. I say hectic. Where are we in Soweto?
We're just in Soweto. I'll tell you where we are in Soweto. We're in the southwestern townships. And as long as you are in the southwestern townships, you could be anywhere. Because as a white writer, I could just say we're in Tembisa. Because there is no context of where Tembisa is. No. Why the would I know that kind of
So Madala houses aren't a thing here.
No. What are you talking about?
Oh, wow.
What are you talking about?
I'm so
Soweto is only shacks.
So sorry for assuming that my grandmother's house was ever part of this era.
Ever. What are you talking about?
I'm so sorry. And this is Mandela, after Mandela, right?
Never.
This is way after Mandela, right?
Ever. All you know, if they had said Cape Town, because there's spaces, I don't know. But no.
It's Soweto, guys.
Soweto is shacks.
So Unkosana, which is the younger brother, a cop.
Where did he get that from?
I really don't know.
When was it established that he would like to be in law enforcement? Yeah. We understand why their brother became a thug, because he was trying to feed his brother. At what point did we establish that?
Maybe it's the Katie, the shooting and always aiming for the bird. I don't know.
The bird is crime?
I don't know. But he is a cop. How did Nkosana find out about Imbi and the killings in the race or volunteers? How did he know all this information all by himself without a partner? When did he start investigating Imbi? To a point that he comes to Imbi so confidently.
With information.
With information and a gun, and points at everyone and says, "You are the one who killed, get the hell out of Soweto, hey. How did he know that?
Because he actually went to sleep and his ancestors, his mom and dad that were actually killed at the shack, came and whispered in his ear that your brother is actually the thug.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's what happened.
That's what happened. I will take her story. Yeah. And then we move. The cops are patrolling Soweto. There's a white cop who is standing next to a black cop who's been a cop for 10 years. And this white cop is calling like it is how he breathes. Like
I feel.
Next to a cop, what, 10 years? And this cop is so nonchalant about it. He's just like, it's quiet today in Soweto. You're so lucky. Oh, bloody yeah. He does nothing. Nothing in him goes, we don't see an eyebrow going up. We don't see a twitch. We don't see him getting irritated by this guy. Nothing.
I think the writers of this film needed a very good reason to call people. They needed some form of excuse to script. Because the scriptwriter is white, to script for the white director to hear a white person say,
and for the editor
to cut it together, who's also a white person, with the term.
It was just a
it was a need.
Yeah.
They just needed
they had to take it out.
They just needed to keep going.
Yeah.
And they used this for.
Yeah. He was the only white cop with all these black men. Post-apartheid. And it's okay for him to say.
I don't even understand what the function of that scene was. Because the film could have carried on playing out without that scene. But because that scene is there, its function, its role was clearly just to say.
Yeah. And the last note about the last note. So, Noni, we are go cop military school. because Nibonili Captain O'Connor is very military based. Do you guys understand? Full metal jacket type military, right? So you are trained
Yes.
as a cop.
Yes.
And you're as a kandla.
Yes.
Kandla, to a point where you're willing to sacrifice your brother and say, I will snitch if you
On your
leave
ass.
Soweto.
Yeah.
Now your brother is shot and he's lying there on the floor, bleeding. And your back is towards cops. As a cop, Noni, would you get up and swing your gun at other cops?
Yes, I actually would in this story, because in this particular story, I don't even understand why my brother is dead. I don't even understand how I got to a point where I'm pulling out a gun. With this particular story, everything that is senseless makes sense.
Makes sense, right? I mean, I'm not even wearing cop uniform. Nothing about me says I'm a cop from the back of my head. So I'm not gonna put my hands up.
No.
Or maybe lie prostrate.
No.
Or do anything that says,
No.
don't shoot me.
No. Why would I do that?
Why would I do that?
Why?
Why would I not just like turn around and try to shoot at the sirens at the back that are blatantly and obviously from police? Besides them saying, police! I'm just gonna try and shoot them.
Why did the brothers die?
Why? Why did everyone in this film that mattered die?
What was the point of this film? Why did these two young boys go through everything they went through and then right at the
And
end,
then die.
they die like that? What story are you telling?
This was the most aimless film I've ever watched.
I've never.
In my whole entire life.
Ooh.
It was just racist
Yeah.
and aimless
Yeah.
and angering.
Yeah.
Triggering movie. Netflix, I cannot believe you allowed this to happen.
But I
Then
think
if you see a Netflix shooting,
No, I think Netflix allows everything to happen.
no, I see this.
Yes.
So that means Tina Singapala a movie about the Whats
We should.
and paint them in this horrible, horrible light. And Netflix, you are bound to air it.
Yes. It's a good idea, in fact.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. Maybe we should.
That's just how we're gonna do
Yeah.
it. What the hell? Please, I give this show a 0. I give it a 0. I cannot for the life of me.
I'm not rating it. I'm not rating this movie because I'm not rating it. It's this film was just
Why?
this film was just a white team wanting to explore how they can call Black people without facing any repercussions. So because that's what they wanted to do, well done, you've done that.
Great job, guys.
Great job, guys.
Great job.
Keep calling us.
Yeah. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and don't give us any of these films to watch ever again.
Please.
Bye.
Yeah.